Hi everyone, Erin Myers here, giving you your mom hack tricks and tips, I should say, for your busy, crazy life. And so I am hopping on today with a special request and something that's near and dear to my heart, which is my 5 non-medicinal ways to mom hack prenatal anxiety, and really anxiety in general. It works for this. I get prenatal anxiety, and I got a request from a friend to do it specifically on prenatal anxiety, give some tips on prenatal anxiety. Goodness, you guys, I'm struggling. I just had a banana, and it was one that was like somewhat not ripe, still a little green, and so it's making my mouth feel kind of filmy. Do you know? I know you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I'm going to give those 5 tips and tricks on how to handle prenatal anxiety and what I do and what I've done non-medicinally to handle it. And I'm also doing this 30-day curly hair challenge, and you guys, I'm still not feeling my curls. But I've lived 34 years without them, so that's probably why it's just going to take me a little bit to really embrace this curly side of me. Anyway, so let me jump right in. So I'll give you a little bit of background. I wanted to save this for today instead of one of my earlier posts because I wanted to have the opportunity to meet with my psychologist about my prenatal anxiety today and just kind of get some tips from her, some reminders as to some of the initial things that we talked about when I first started seeing her, which was actually during my last pregnancy. And so this was my first time seeing her this pregnancy, because for me, it really starts to kick into high gear during the 2nd trimester. And I am at the end of 16 weeks right now, and so I've already felt it really starting to kick into gear. So I made sure to schedule the appointment to see her. And really that's tip and trick number 1 is to see a professional. And I know that's going to sound kind of lame, but for real, you guys, it actually is really helpful. It's just nice. The one I see specializes in women issues, so she sees people for this type of thing, whether it's prenatal or postpartum anxiety or depression. She sees people with it all the time, and it's just refreshing to sit down with another mom who has background in psychology and just let it go sometimes. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be a certified psychologist or counselor, right? Even if you have someone just to vent to and talk to, whether it's MOPS group or just another Mom's Day Out group, whatever the case may be, find someone that you can really talk to. Now, of course, I recommend adding the component of someone who is licensed if you are able to have that opportunity, but I know it's not always available to everyone. All right, that's tip number 1. And the main things that I wanted to talk to you about with what she said, the things that really resonate with me are that we all work like a car engine. So you know how there's the RPMs on the dashboard and it starts off really low and then it goes super high as you step on the accelerator. Well, during normal times when we're not dealing with anxiety, the RPMs are pegged, and I may be backwards for you, so maybe it's this way, but you get the idea. The RPMs are pegged really low. And as we start to get stressed and can't handle certain life situations, we start to kind of shift upwards. And then we use coping mechanisms to help get them back down. Well, when we have anxiety or struggling with anxiety, and particularly prenatal anxiety, you actually start with your RPMs a lot higher. So it's like an older engine where you just can't get it back down to 0. Everything just kind of is pegged starting higher. So when you start higher and then you get those stressors in life, right, it very quickly moves up and you accelerate much harder and faster. And so that's why it's much more difficult to cope with it. And so that was something that really resonated with me and sticks with me. And that's kind of how I gauge whether or not I've got those anxiety-driven moments coming up. Sorry, I have my dog who apparently wants to talk in this video as well. He's whining in the background. One of my 2 golden retrievers. So that was something that was really, really important to me to keep in mind. And I started about 4 weeks ago, started feeling my RPMs being just starting off a little higher, being pegged a little higher. And that's when I knew I needed to start to make an appointment and really start working on my coping mechanisms. All right, so that was number 1. See a psychologist or a licensed professional if you can. If not, just find a group where you can just vent and let it out. Someone that understands, or some people that understand the mom group. All right, number 2 is get a massage. I'm serious, you guys. I do prenatal massages and I schedule them once a month. We budget it into health and wellness, which is where like our copays go for insurance and that type of thing, because it's that important to me, especially at this time in my life. I also see a chiropractor, so I'm going to lump that in. The self-care aspect, the massages really help, and it really helps to reduce my physical coping with anxiety. So I get a lot of stress in my neck and shoulders. It helps with that. It helps reduce my tension headaches from it all, which a tension headache can actually trigger my migraines as well. Hey, Liz! So that is the other thing. Make sure that you are using some sort of relaxation and overall health alignment, whether it's massage, chiropractor, or a combination of both. Really, really helps out. Number 3 is to use books of some sort or podcasts. So whether it's audiobooks for me, because I'm so busy, I don't have time to sit down and read, right? I just don't. And if I do, I tend to get interrupted. So I do Audible. We have a subscription, and I listen to stuff in the car on the commute whenever I don't have the kids in the car, right? If we have the kids in the car, then I'm singing the phonics alphabet song or whatever is the latest and greatest for my 2-year-old. Baby Shark's a big one. So I listen to those audiobooks and podcasts. I just listened to a podcast on mindset and the power of positivity, which is why I had that post the other day. So I definitely recommend that. And what am I reading right now? Kick Ass by Mel Robbins. It's amazing. It's the follow-up to her 5-Second Rule book, and it's only available on Audible. What it is it's 8 coaching sessions where Mel Robbins actually sits down and helps walk people through their life issues. And usually what people think is their life issue doesn't actually end up being their life issue. And it's such a wonderful awakening process for them. And I guarantee you that you're going to resonate with at least one, likely 2 or 3 of those coaching sessions and recognize some of that in yourself. So I highly recommend that one. I can also send me a message, comment, and I can send you my recommendations on podcasts too. We can talk about your specific needs and wants, and I can recommend you certain audiobooks or books and podcasts. All right, and then number 4 is overall health and wellness, right? So for me, that's yoga. Prenatal yoga is extremely helpful for me. I know some people really struggle with yoga. My husband is one of them. I can't get him to take a yoga class for the life of him, but I highly recommend it because it does focus a lot on mindset. So not only are you getting that physical overall health and wellness aspect of it by gaining strength, gaining flexibility, gaining mobility, which is particularly important if you are pregnant and dealing with prenatal anxiety. But you also get the mindset component, and it really helps you get that inward reflection, time for yourself, right? Self-care as well, we talked about, and then just the help of a coach with that mindset. So highly recommend yoga in particular. If yoga is not your thing, any type of working out, something where you can just get in the zone and focus on building yourself. And then finally, the last one that I have, Highland, come here, sorry about the dog, is to have a hobby. So something that is just for you. So I was actually talking to my psychologist about this today. I was like, look, here's what I'm doing that's a major coping mechanism for me. I'm doing this mom hack video. And I was talking to her about it. She's like, that's perfect. And here's why. So you need a hobby that just you own, just you. So not work, because you don't own work. I mean, unless you own your own business, which is I'm going to count that in this hobby category, right? If you own your own business and you don't have anybody that you have to report to, then I'm going to count that. But if you don't, do not count work. You don't own your work, you don't control your work. You need something that you can control yourself. So something you control, not work, and it's not going to be at home either, you guys, because let's be honest, when we have kids running around, we don't own the home. We have to be at the beck and call of their needs and their desires. And it could be dogs, right? You don't necessarily have to have human children. It could be pets, animals of some sort. So find a hobby that you can own. For me, it's these videos because I really resonate with educating people and helping people, because that's what I do in my normal job as well. It's just something that I love to do. And so this is it. And my husband was so confused. He's like, you're adding one more thing onto your plate. How is that actually helping your anxiety? But it's because it's the one thing that no one else has control over. If I need to back off for a day, I'm going to back off for a day. If I need to ramp it up, I'm going to ramp it up. If I need to do a bunch of research, because that actually helps me, I know that's crazy, it's going to stress some other people out, but for me, it helps me on the topic before I do a post. That helps me cope. So find that hobby that helps you cope. It could be knitting, it could be crocheting, it could be learning, some new hands-on skill, it could be woodworking, anything. Just find something. And maybe it's working out. Maybe it ties into another category. Maybe you get all gung-ho about a particular type of workout, a particular type of schedule. As long as you own it, that's it. All right, so let's recap those. Number 1 is the psychologist or some sort of group event, preferably someone licensed, but it doesn't necessarily need to be. Then there's the massage and chiropractor, that self-care aspect. There's also the audiobooks, podcasts, anything that has the self-help aspect involved in it that focuses on mindset. Then there's yoga, working out, or overall health, physical health. And then finally, finding that hobby for yourself. All right, so hopefully this resonated, at least some components of it with you. And I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear what topics you want to hear about next. I've got my running list. I'd be happy to add to it. And then if you would like specific recommendations, right, this is what I'm doing, you guys. Like this is what I'm digging into to help with my anxiety. So I want to help you with your health and wellness as a busy working mom. So reach out to me and let me know what your specific needs are, and I'll help hook you up with some solutions. And if I don't have the answer, I'm gonna find it for you, because that's my personality. So we'll make it happen together. So reach out to me and let me know. Please like my page, share it, comment. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, well, everyone, have a fantastic day, night, whatever time it is when you are watching this video. I appreciate you all.